Have you ever been stuck in a long checkout queue, wondering why it's taking so long? Today, we'll explain how supermarkets can avoid this using two powerful concepts: Always Open Checkout, or AOC, and Cashier Scan Speed, CSS. These strategies not only make checkout faster, but also ensure a better customer experience. Let's start with Always Open Checkout AOC. The goal of AOC is simple: to ensure enough billing counters or POS are open and utilized effectively at any time. But how do we measure this? AOC uses two parameters to calculate compliance. Compliance as per number of bills, NOB. This is based on how many POS are needed, based on the actual bills generated. Compliance as per roster. This is based on how many POS were planned to be opened as per the schedule. Let's break down compliance as per NOB with an example. Imagine 60 bills are generated in 1 hour. Each POS can process 20 bills per hour. That's 1 bill every 3 minutes. So, 3 POS are required to handle the load. Now, let's see how those POS are used. POS 140 bills, 66.7%. POS 210 bills, 16.7%. POS 310 bills, 16.7%. To ensure fairness, we check the ideal distribution of work. Ideally, each POS should handle 33.3% of the bills, but here, only POS 1 is doing most of the work. To consider a POS as utilized, it must handle at least 50% of the ideal workload. In our example, the ideal workload is 33.3% per POS. 50% of 33.3% is 16.65%. So, POS 2 and POS 3 are just meeting the minimum requirement. But if any POS falls below 16.65%, it won't count as utilized. Now let's calculate the compliance. The number of POS actually utilized is 3. The number of POS required is 3. So compliance as per NOB is 3 out of 3, which is 100%. This value is then weighted. Since NOB has a 60% weightage, the compliance score here would be 100% multiplied by 60%, which equals 60%. Next, let's look at compliance as per roster. Suppose the roster planned to open 3 POS during this hour, and all 3 were utilized. Here, compliance as per roster is the number of POS utilized divided by the number of POS planned, which is 3 out of 3 equaling 100%. Since roster compliance has a 40% weightage, the score is 100% multiplied by 40%, which equals 40%. Finally, we calculate the AOC score by adding the two compliance scores. NOB compliance equals 60%. Roster compliance equals 40%. So the AOC score is 60% plus 40%, which equals 100%. This means the store achieved perfect compliance for Always Open Checkout. Now let's talk about the second metric, Cashier Scan Speed or CSS. This measures how quickly cashiers scan items at the billing counters. CSS formula. CSS equals the total items scanned in all tickets divided by the total scan time of the cashier. Even if some items are entered manually, not scanned, they're still included in the calculation. Why does CSS matter? The faster the cashier scans items, the shorter the queues and the happier the customers. Slow scan speed, on the other hand, leads to delays and dissatisfaction. If AOC and CSS are not properly managed, here's what can happen. Longer queues, checkout counters become crowded, frustrating customers. Underutilized checkouts, some POS remain idle while others are overloaded, reducing efficiency. By focusing on Always Open Checkout and Cashier Scan Speed, stores can ensure smooth operations, shorter queues, and happy customers. Next time you're in a store, take a look at how these metrics are at work. Also refer to the report to analyze and improve on a day-to-day basis.